All right, so welcome to week 3 of the WebCenter All-In Accountability Program and leading into the All-In Accountability Challenge, which will be coming up through the month of June. But as we've mentioned up to this point, that this program is all about activity. We know that activity leads to results, so we're more focused on activity than we are anything else, although I am happy to report that we've got some people that are taking action and getting results. So when I go back into my report, I will let you know that of those that have filled out the weekly report, I would like to say that we have a large majority of people that have actually submitted their report, but that lets me know who is actually committed. Whether or not someone can submit the form, whether they did the activity or not, but they can be honest with themselves and honest with me and honest with their coaches. I will, give some leeway here, but I would like to see the results. I would like to see so we know how to coach you in upcoming weeks. I'll let you know that we didn't have a great response rate in terms of the weekly form, so we'll make sure that we send it out again in the Facebook group. We'll do the Facebook Live. We'll send it out in the email. We'll send out a reminder. But ultimately, a coach can only coach if they have the players that are on the field doing the activity. So when we look at the results, I'll let you know that 2/3, right, 66.7% of those that responded actually watched the live webinar, and that's pretty good. And then we had 20% that have actually watched the recording of last week's session. So that's, over 80%, actually, 86, 87%, which is pretty good. And we got 13% that, haven't watched it yet, which means they haven't made the time or scheduled to watch it yet. So certainly they're behind a little bit in terms of their coaching. And in terms of a written goal and action plan, we talk about the Pareto principle, 80-20. Well, here it is. 80% of our all-in attendees have a written goal and an action plan, and 20% do not. So if you're in that 20%, you need to reach out to myself and your coach and work on a written goal statement and an action plan to help you reach your goals. And we're here to help you do that. We're going to help you figure out what that weekly activity, daily activity looks like. And we want to help you reach those goals. But if you don't have a goal written down, it's hard to attain it, right? In fact, it's often said that if you don't have a goal, you'll often hit it, right? Which is nothing. We want to give you that roadmap. Something as simple as making your list of 60 or more candidates. We had, again, 2/3 responded, yes, they have done it. We don't have any that said no, so I was happy about that, but we've got 20% that submitted their list, but at less than 60. So, not quite an A, maybe a B, B minus, but this is your business, this is your success, so it's important. So start adding to that list on a daily basis. And we didn't have the answer no, but it's funny because 13% just said, I haven't gotten to it yet. And it's funny, that same 13% was the same for those that haven't watched the video yet. They haven't watched the recording from last week. Well, I would probably say that those same 13% are the ones that haven't written a candidate list. All right, so it's interesting when you look at this statistically, and I'm a big numbers guy because numbers don't lie. And that's why activity leads to results. It has nothing to do with whether or not you're liked. Yeah, you're all likable. But the idea is, if you want to move forward, we're here to kind of give you a little bit of that tough love that you're looking for. And then role playing, right? The best way to practice that activity, if you're feeling a little uneasy, then role playing. And that was the one of the objectives for last week. So 2 or more role plays. We had 60% that have conducted the role playing activity. So congratulations to you. And then we've got 40% that said no. So I'm going to really stress the importance of the role playing because it's really going to give and build that confidence. When we talk about how many candidates did people contact this week, we had a range of 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. So when I look at it collectively, it looks like, let's see, 2. We've got about 13, maybe 15% that have done 1 contact this week. We've got another, maybe close to 40% that did 2. And then we've got 20% that did 3, and then we've got the rest that didn't do any. Okay, so it's obviously it's somewhat, I'd say, equally distributed, or what I expect. In terms of how many did consultations got scheduled, we had numerous that scheduled 5 consultations, which is interesting because we don't have, well, if we look at how many contacts were made, it means that people were almost 50% or 100% of when they actually reach someone that they're able to schedule a consultation. We had some people that were able to actually conduct a consultation. In fact, look at this. We have 30% actually had a consultation. Well, that's great. We had another 15% that had, great. Okay, so I'm looking at this. Looks like we had 30% of the group had multiple consultations. Great. Okay, and then I look at Unfranchise Possibilities, and that's pretty much the same kind of breakdown in terms of how many contacts went out there, and of course, how many business presentations were shown. But I want to read through just a handful of some of the biggest wins, and I think that's important. How about this? Worked with my new partner to set up her custom mini site. Great, that's a coaching or support activity, right? Warming up with prospects and people that you've shown the plan with. Okay, that's a great win. But what we're really looking for is this, right? Booked 2 sales appointments for a website. Wow. We also have someone who made 3 sales. Julie Brzezinski made 3 website sales last week. So congratulations to her. She also has been kind of in this process a while. So she's not someone who's just getting started now. This is just following up and following through, and you'll get there. But my favorite of all the responses that I've seen here was this one right here. Getting way out of my comfort zone and failing forward, right? And that's ultimately what this is about. So congratulations to you. This is really a program to make sure you get out of your own way. And I'll let you know that the number one thing that is holding people back is a nasty F word. And it's a 4-letter word, and it's fear. It's fear. It's fear. It's lack of confidence. It's not knowing what to say, or fear of the unknown, or not knowing how they're going to respond, fear of rejection. Maybe it's just not knowing enough, lack of knowledge. But I'll tell you that there is no better way to really get ahead than to just take action. There's a great book by Mel Robbins. In fact, she talks about it. There's a great YouTube video from a TED Talk and some other interviews. She talks about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. And I'll let you know, the Jason version of this is that you have 5 seconds before your brain will change its mind on you. And maybe some of you have grown up on a river or a creek, or maybe by the lake or the ocean, and you might do like cliff jumping or bridge jumping or rope swinging. There's that little bit of like the butterflies in your stomach. There's a little bit of fear. And if you stand there long enough, you will talk yourself out of it, right? So the best thing to do is to count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just do it. Because once you initiate it, it starts and you can't stop it. And you will have the thrill, and it'll be exhilarating to know that you just did it, right? And the same thing when you're reaching out to these contacts, and you might be a little bit hesitant, but if you just say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to do it, and I will deal with the consequences afterwards. You get yourself all worked up, and then it goes to voicemail. Or you get yourself all worked out and realize it's actually the wrong number. Or you get yourself all worked up, and then someone says, hey, call me back. I really can't talk right now. And you get yourself worked out for no reason. Or they say, yeah, sure, I'd love to have a conversation. But you'll never know, right, if you don't take action. So when you get in that moment of fear, I want you to count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just do it. And if you're having a struggle, that's why I'm here. That's why your coaches are here. Reach out to us, and we're going to give you some great support. You also have the support of your other team members in your accountability group. So let's make sure that we do whatever it takes to just take action. Okay, so let's get started with this week. And ultimately, we got to revisit these 5 C's, right? The 5 C's ultimately is the simple sales system, but where does the magic happen? right? The magic really happens when you contact the individuals. It doesn't take a lot to, add names to a candidate list. It doesn't take a lot to do research, and you can spend hours upon hours doing all that, and it's not going to lead to anything. The moment that this is going to switch from potential energy to kinetic energy, the little hinge that swings the big door really is contacting your candidates. And that's why we want you to get out of your comfort zone. We're trying to give you the support and the accountability to do it. And I'll tell you, jump in, the water's fine. You'll find that you'll get better and better and better through the process. You'll be able to speak the language better. You'll know what questions to anticipate. You'll know what answers to provide. So you're not going to know that unless you get in these conversations. And I'll tell you that the more you do it, certain industries or certain businesses. And that's why our top web center owners continue to succeed, because they're having all this experience and all that they've learned by doing that now they're harnessing and continuing to improve to the point where it's almost like 100% of the contacts that they reach out to, they can set an appointment with. And 100% of their contacts will have a consultation, and 100% will actually do a demo. And then it's just a matter of following up. It can get to that point, but it doesn't happen overnight, and we realize that. So for those that are really hesitant, you need to do the role playing. If you even just invested this 30-day all-in accountability program solely to just doing role playing, and then you took all of that and you did the next 30 days and you reached out to your live contact list, your candidate list, you would see the results you're looking for, right? So I urge you to take action, even if that action means setting up role playing. Maybe once a week with one of your accountability partners, you go through maybe a series of 5 different role plays. It's going to improve, and then you're going to build up that confidence, you're going to build up that posture, and then you'll be ready to take action in the real world, and you'll see some success. But one of the things that has happened, and I saw this feedback, was that some people said, well, I did the contacts, but I didn't reach anyone, or I wasn't able to schedule a consultation, or I got stuck in voicemail. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but we're also going to talk about how to anticipate some of the objections that might come up. And I think that's important to bring up front so that you can start arming yourself with ways to handle objections. So, the first limitation, restriction, challenge, obstacle that you may face is something called a gatekeeper. It's the person that answers the phone. It's the person at the front desk. It's someone that is preventing you from getting in touch with the decision maker. And in some cases, that gatekeeper is voicemail. And you may screen your phone calls, right? Maybe after hours, you don't answer any phone calls. Maybe you let everything go to voicemail so that you can determine if you want to call that person back. Well, business owners are no different. Remember that they have something so valuable that once it is gone, it is gone. They can't get it back. And what is that? It's time. It's time. Time is such a valuable asset, especially to professionals, business owners, self-employed individuals. So they don't know what's going to happen when they answer that phone. And many times they let it just go to voicemail. It's a way to screen the call, and they can qualify and sort through and find out who they really need to call back, right? So I'm going to give you a quick tip on voicemail. You leave your name and your callback number. I know everyone's waiting on the edge of their seat for the magic script to leave in a voicemail. It's your name and your phone number, right? You might even put how you know them or how you ran into them, why you're calling, but you're not going to do the approach and the contact. You're not going to give the script. You're not going to do an interest creating remark. None of that matters on a voicemail. Hey, this is Jason Pelland. If you can give me a call back, I'd appreciate it. My number is 555-555-5555. Again, my name is Jason. Call me back, 555-555-5555. Obviously a fake number, right? But the idea is you always repeat your number twice so they have a chance to write it down, and slow down, right? Your name. You might even say, hey, this is Jason Pelland from here in Manchester, New Hampshire. Please give me a call when you get a chance. 603-555-5555. Again, name is Jason Pelland, 603-555-5555. Right? Something like that. If you get into this long script like, hey, this is Jason Pelland, I looked online and I found your website and I have a couple things that I would like to talk to you about, immediately they think sales call and you're not getting a call back. Very rarely or seldomly will someone actually call you back when you leave a message like that. So if you want to increase the likelihood of a callback, your name and your number, okay? And that's a killer tip right there for you, okay? So if you're getting stuck in voicemail jail, I'd like to say, it's actually a different word, but if you're getting stuck in voicemail jail, change what you're doing. You keep doing the same thing over and over again, right? And you're expecting a different result, it's not going to change. So just change your message. Now, how about when you do reach someone, right? You don't know who they are. You don't know if it's the business owner, the decision maker, an influencer, the spouse, a colleague, a coworker, who it is. So the first and most important thing is that you need to be human. You need to be genuine. You need to be authentic and be a person. And that's why we don't really have a script, but we've got bullet points, right? Because you need to have your own personality and start a conversation, especially if you're in person with someone. You can start building some rapport with them, right? Learn their names. Hey, you know what? You give me my coffee every single day and I don't even know your name. Alicia? Alicia, it's nice to meet you. My name is Jason. Alicia, quick question. Do you run this joint? And you kind of laugh about it and they might be like, actually, yeah, this is my coffee shop. You're like, I had no idea. Congratulations. How's business going? Right? So it's conversational. Or they might say, no, I've been serving coffee here for 2 years. I love it. I do it part-time, but of course I'm not the owner. Say, no kidding. Who is the owner? All right. Oh, that's Al. Oh, when is Al usually here? Is Al ever here? No, Al is never here. He's kind of like a silent owner. So, does Al do something else? Yeah, he runs a couple of coffee shops, but he also has the landscape company. No kidding, right? You're going to start building this rapport with Alicia because guess what? You're going to establish this connection. You're a customer there. You're a patron. How do you know them? And then assume that they can help you, right? We talked about that. Are you the manager? Are you the owner? Are you the one to speak to? Because they'll tell you. And of course, you can continue to do your candidate research by leveraging their knowledge. They actually have a really good handle, right? The employees have a really good handle of what's going on. They know the vendors, they know the business owners, they know the managers, they know the customers, the clients. They have a better idea of what's happening in the operations of the business in many cases. And they're not, they're not likely to hold back. They might even be willing to give you some information if you ask the questions, right? And you make them the authority. Ask for their advice. Hey, Alicia, just a quick question. When do you think is the best time to call Al? And use names as often as you can, right? Hey, when is the best time to contact Al? Well, he doesn't really give his phone number to anyone. Well, do you have his phone number? Well, yeah, I have his phone number for emergencies. Okay, well, does he answer text messages? Yes, that's how we communicate with him. Hey, let Al know that I'm a business owner in the area and that I stopped by. I've been a patron here for a long time and that I'd love to just run something by him. Can you just send him a quick text message? Right? It's a better shot than nothing, right? Or you can say, is there a better time to call, or is it, do they answer email? What's the best way to communicate? If you were me trying to get in touch with Al, what would you recommend? And let them tell you, right? You're gonna, dive into their secrets. And there are some cases where they're like annoyed, frustrated, their nonverbal communication tells a lot, right? Their facial expressions, their mannerisms. Just stay polite. Don't be conflictive. Don't be defensive. It might be a bad day for them. It might not. You don't know how many people have already contacted them or ruined their day or what's happening at home. So just stay polite, be genuine, be thankful, be appreciative, be grateful, and never burn the bridge, right? You never know where that contact is going to lead or where they might go. They might not work there a year from now. You might run into them at the local dry cleaner, right? So the idea is that you always want to stay above board. And of course, this is just the first contact, not your only contact. So you want to make sure that you keep good notes, right? It's important for following up. We'll talk about follow-up here in a couple of weeks, but the most important thing is that this is not your only shot. And that's why it's important to make sure that on your candidate list, if you're reaching out to people, it's not like a one and done thing, right? It's just part of the contacting process. So what are we ultimately looking to do? We're looking to problem solve, right? And what is the best solution? It's an appointment. All you're looking to do is schedule an appointment. From that appointment, you're scheduling the next appointment. From that appointment, you're scheduling the next appointment. So you're never talking about solutions initially, right? You're talking about getting together. So even with the unfranchised business, you always want to sell the reason why you want to get together or sell the event, promote the event, the reason why they should show up, versus the actual product, the actual business plan, websites, digital marketing, right? Just schedule the appointment. But in that process, what happens if they ask questions or there are objections? I'm going to tell you that it's not always going to be, yeah, sure thing, no problem. Let's schedule a 10-minute call, right? That's not reality. But I will tell you that when they're asking questions, it means that they're somewhat, I don't necessarily want to say interested, but they're at least curious, right? They're curious. So your job is to keep going. And you'll find that as they ask questions and you answer, if you can start asking them some questions, you're actually doing more data mining through this process as well, without even having to schedule a full-out consultation. And we know that one of the reasons why people are hesitant up front, and the biggest objection that they fear, is pricing, right? They're afraid of maybe the competition. So we're not going to talk so much about pricing to share that up front, but I want you as a new WebCenter owner to understand how valuable our products and services are. And the way to do that is to understand the marketplace. So we have, certainly the website setup is one thing, but when we talk about our website service and support options, we have two systems: our legacy WebCenter 4.0 system, and then of course our new Oasis platform. But right here, our legacy system, you'll notice that not one of these says, hey, this is our monthly hosting. This is actually your website service and support options, right? That include hosting. So we've got basic for just under $20 a month. It includes the unlimited edits, the site traffic, unlimited email accounts, web content storage, social and SEO tools, unlimited chat support, email support, and secure hosting. Our standard monthly service and support is $79 a month. It's the most popular, and it gets everything in basic, but it includes 24/7 unlimited technical support via phone call, as well as in our legacy system. It includes e-commerce on a Magento platform, and also includes a customer relationship management tool. Then our managed support option is $149 a month. It includes everything in the standard, but also includes up to 10 hours per month of web content edits on their website. Now, for someone who's not in the industry, you might think, wow, that's expensive. Your prospect or your candidate might say, oh, that's expensive hosting. And don't fall into it calling it hosting, because yeah, you'd be crazy to pay this amount just for hosting, right? Hosting is part of that package. It's really the website service and support. And I'll tell you, when it gets to the managed, for those in the industry or those that want to learn about the industry, if you're working with a web designer, web developer, graphic designer, any other maybe a service-based business, you're looking at the average rate per hour is $100 to $250 per hour, right? Excuse me, $100 to $250 per hour. And we're offering up to 10 hours per month for only $149 per month. So much value there when you look at pricing. And we go into the Oasis, the basic is just a little bit higher. So it's $24.99 a month, right? Basically for the upgrades and the widgets and the platform, always staying in advancement. Same for standard, it doesn't include e-commerce. However, we do have e-commerce add-ons that are so affordable, right? We've got the standard, advanced, and unlimited. I'll let you know, unlimited is only $55 a month on top of the website service. And again, those that are not in the industry go, well, geez, on top of the managed, now you're talking about $205 per month. And if you're not in that industry, you're going to think that it's maybe costly, but it is still so affordable and so valuable. In fact, just to show you the comparison, we're going to talk through a couple different other options. Now, the number one website building platform in the world today is called WordPress, right? WordPress. However, it doesn't mean that it's always free. There's always other costs, but someone that wants to sell on their WordPress site usually can use a free plugin called WooCommerce. So what did you know? WooCommerce is the number one e-commerce platform because it's on the world's largest platform in terms of WordPress. However, it can get expensive because the more extensions that someone needs to add onto their WooCommerce means that there's more licensing fees and as well as integration costs that might happen, There's also some security issues when you're using an open source platform. It doesn't come with web hosting or service or support. It's not easy to customize for new users or people that are not technically savvy. If they want to change how the online store looks or operates, they might need to hire a developer. And there's really no support because it's a free plugin, so they can't possibly offer customer support. So there's a lot of online forums from other users, and they've got to scroll through people that might have had the same issues as them. So it's not very customer friendly, right? So what do we offer? Yeah, free has no value, as we like to say, right? So yeah, there's a cost for our programs, certainly with e-commerce, but I'll tell you, it's worth every penny. Now, there's a lot of entrepreneurs and stores that are going towards Shopify. Shopify this year has seen a huge surge in growth. And I'll tell you that there's some people that are trying to start their own side businesses, and they go, hey, I need to maybe sell some products online. I want to get an e-commerce. I've had an Etsy store. I've been doing Facebook Marketplace. I'd like to do an eBay store, but maybe I should just have my own website. And they go to Shopify because they've done a search and they don't realize it. But look at this, the basic Shopify, $29 a month. Okay, it's comparable. You would think when you look at the number, their standard is, look at that, $79 a month. And I can see why we have our pricing structure in place. But the advanced Shopify that has all the greatest tools, look at this, $299 a month. And we provide that and more in our highest tier of service, unlimited products and the monthly managed support at $205 per month. You're going to get more than what's offered here. And I'm just trying to, so for the new website owners, I'm just trying to let you know that what we have is, valuable and affordable and all inclusive. Now, also in Shopify, there's a transaction fee for every sale. So every time someone purchases something from the site, Shopify is now also charging them an additional 0.5% to 2% transaction fee. That eats into their profit margin, doesn't it? And then when they add on new apps, it's going to be increasing in some cases upwards of $49 a month. So it adds up quickly when they start adding on services. And the same thing happens in a lot of other platforms. Oh, we'll give you the basic and it's very minimal, but really to be effective, you need to add this and add this and add this. And next thing you know, you've got hundreds of dollars per month. And then of course, the website template builder is built on something called Liquid. So the website owner needs to know how Liquid works, and they might have to hire a developer or a Shopify expert for some assistance at an hourly rate. Then we've got Wix, another, people see a discount hosting provider like Wix. Well, I'm just going to focus on the enterprise level because that's what we would offer and more. But look at this, $500 a month for their enterprise level business and e-commerce websites. So you tell me, is it expensive? What's the cost, right? MA Web Centers through Web Solutions has, any one of these, basic, standard, or managed with the e-commerce add-ons. And I will tell you right now, if you get the price objection, you get the how much does it cost, this is a great way to handle it, right? You know what, Mr. Business Owner, you know what, Mrs. Business Owner, we offer the most comprehensive, competitive digital marketing product. When you look at the robust features, tools, resources, and support available, there's really simply no comparison for the cost, right? Ask a question after that. Or, hey, you know what? We provide tremendous value to our clients with the ability to scale your online presence without also increasing your costs. You're going to love what you see, and I'd love to have you on with one of our product specialists. Okay. We offer the most comprehensive digital marketing product. And when you see how robust our tools and resources and support is, you're going to realize that there's so much value that it actually doesn't cost enough. Would Tuesday be better or Thursday afternoon? Again, you're going to handle an objection and then ask the question, which is what? To book the appointment. Because what we need to realize is that a lot of these objections are simply smoke screens to the next objection. And you need to kind of go through 3 to 5 objections to really hammer them down to find out what the true objection is. So to get comfortable, to build up your confidence, I needed to put these in here. You need to get familiar with our B2B services catalog. You might want to download our features and benefits guide. If you're just getting started, you need to arm yourself with some knowledge and build some attitude around what we offer, right? So we've got the tools that you can do that. And of course, our trainings are phenomenal. So let's talk about some of the most popular objections. My friend or family member is creating a site for me. That's an objection, a valid objection from the business owner's perspective, right? Perfect, they'll love this, right? Not that you're going to agree with them, but you want to make it a positive. Great, they'll love this. Our technology actually helps web designers and people to build this over an incredible platform and saves them a lot of time, money, and frustration. How about we get them on the line with our product specialists? I'd love for them to see what we are offering, right? You can also say, how long have they been working on it? We talked about that last week, right? How long have they been working on it? Do you know what are they building it from scratch on code? Are they using a platform, right? When do they expect it to be ready? So asking questions is a great way to handle an objection, right? But even if you do make a statement to kind of rebut, you always want to ask a question. And the question is to schedule the appointment again. Oh, you know what? Well, we actually just use social media. We just use our Facebook page. That's great. Social media is a great way to get your business out there. In fact, you'll probably agree that the number one form of marketing for you is word of mouth, isn't it? And they're going to agree, yeah, and they're going to be proud of themselves, and you're commending them on that. And then you can say, but how do people who are searching for you online find you? Because obviously, if you're using Facebook, that's for people that already know you. What about those that are maybe new to the area? How do they find you? Right? Now you're making them think a little bit. Or it could be here, where are you funneling all that buzz to? Is your website helping capture those leads? And now it's a website objection. Oh, we don't have a website. Have you ever thought of a website? And again, we handled a lot of these last week, but these are some new ones. Again, I find that most of our top WebCenter owners and certified trainers actually don't get the price question. In fact, I don't know when the last time I actually had someone ask me what the pricing was. Because again, I'm not asking them to buy a product. I'm not asking them to buy the solution. I'm asking them for an appointment. An appointment is free, right? How much is it? Oh, it's a free appointment. Let's just, 10 to 15 minutes consultation, right? That's one way to handle it. How much is it? I'll tell you that the best way that you can handle this is to draw an analogy. Draw an analogy of what their business might be. Let's say maybe it's, a restaurant. Well, let me ask you this. If I came in around lunchtime and I asked the host or hostess how much it was going to cost for a meal there, it'd probably be an odd question, wouldn't it? Well, yeah. Well, why would it be odd? Well, because we don't know what you're going to order. Exactly. We don't know what you need, right? I don't know if we're going to need appetizers, an entree, or just a sandwich. Are we doing drinks? Are we doing dessert? Are we doing coffee? So we really don't know what the price could be, but I'll guarantee we can make it affordable for you, or at least tell you that it's not the solution for you. Is Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon better for us to have a quick 10-minute call? Again, always asking that question. Well, can you give me an approximate cost? Yeah, it costs from it's not a good fit all the way to multiple thousands of dollars. You see, we work with the single solopreneur like a massage therapist, all the way to an engineering firm that has hundreds of employees. Again, I don't want to sound like I'm skirting this question, but it's really, I don't have the answer for you. It's a great question, and I can guarantee that our product specialists will give you a cost when they learn more about what you're looking for, right? If they're a car dealer, great. If I walked on your car lot right now and asked how much it was for a new vehicle, right? Well, it depends. Is it certified pre-owned? Is it new? Is it an electric car? Is it an SUV? Is it a truck? Are there leather seats, cloth seats? What are the accessories? Is it 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder? There's so many variables that we can't possibly get a price, right? Yeah, that's right. So we're no different. Okay, I can tell you that businesses like yours, other restaurants, has been so affordable, but more than that, they've seen a return on their investment. But I don't know what you're already doing for your marketing. So let's just have a quick conversation, maybe 10 minutes over a cup of coffee. Okay. And it's interesting, in our chat here, we also have, certified WebCenter trainer of the year last year, Russell Polo says, I never get that question, right? It's interesting. Yet most new WebCenter owners complain that they always get that question. Part of it is posture, but it's also because you're talking about the product rather than talking about the appointment. Okay. All right, let's talk about another one. How about, could you send me something? That is the smoke screen of all smoke screens. Can you send me something? That's just the way for usher you out or get you off the phone, right? Tell you what, I could do you one better than just sending you something. Let me have my company put together a demonstration, a package for you to look at and view, and have a product specialist answer some questions for you. We've worked with companies just like yours what's best for you, Thursday or Friday? Well, can you just like maybe send me a website or a link or something? Well, I'll tell you what, we offer so many products and services. I wouldn't possibly know what to send you until we talk further. Um, would it be something related to website or social media or driving traffic? What I find is that we have an all-inclusive solution that helps businesses save money or increase revenue. What would be more important to you? Oh, well, whatever we can do to get more customers. Okay, great. Are you looking to get new customers or new sales from existing customers? Well, we've got a really good, strong customer base, but we'd like to branch into new areas. Okay, like what? And you can see that you're asking them questions and it's validating their question that they asked. Could you send me something? And you're drilling down to find out what information is important to them. You're actually doing the consultation right there, and they don't realize it. And from that, you can book the consultation in depth, or you can even maybe schedule a demonstration appointment, right? Oh, I'm all set. I'm using Wix. I'm using Weebly. We're using Squarespace. I'm using GoDaddy. I mean, whatever. That's awesome. Congratulations that you've already gotten a strong start. If I could show you a way to maybe save money or have a more effective online marketing strategy, even beyond your website, when could you give me 10 minutes just to learn more about what you're looking to accomplish? Or you could always do, great, what's it doing that you like? Is there anything that you wish it would do that it doesn't? So again, the best way to handle an objection is to ask questions and drive further. And by doing that, it shows that you're interested in them. And when you show that you're interested in them and you're not selling, you're not presenting, you're not talking, you're asking questions, you're genuinely interested, you're gaining trust. The trust meter is elevating. And when you do that, you're building rapport, you're strengthening the relationship. So the more you get them talking, the more opportunities you're giving to identify needs. And again, the solution to everything really is an appointment. Also find that a lot of WebCenter owners might book the consultation. They might book the consultation and then they don't show up. Or maybe they call to confirm and say, hey, are we still on for tomorrow at 2? And they say, actually, no, something came up. Or actually, no, I've been thinking and I'm not really interested right now. Right? So we get a lot of cancellations or no-shows. So what you need to do is make sure that it's a solid appointment, and you need to make sure that you value your time enough to do this, because you teach people how to treat you. And if you don't value your own time, then they're not going to value your time either. So you can do one of these tie downs, which is simply a statement, right? Well, let me ask you this. Do you see anything in your schedule that might prevent us from keeping our appointment? No. Thursday at 2 looks good. Great. I know that we're very busy. I just want to make sure that's a solid time. It's letting them know that you're a professional and that they should respect your time because you respect theirs. Right? Do you see anything in your schedule that might prevent you or might get in the way of our appointment? Yeah, actually, I've got 2 o'clock should be good, but I know that I got a 3 o'clock that's probably a really important appointment for me. I say, tell you what, not to stress you out before that. How long do you think your 3 o'clock will go till? Oh, it's only supposed to be 30 minutes. Great. Would 4 o'clock be better? Yeah, I could do 4 o'clock. Great. Let's plan on 4 o'clock so that way you can prepare and do your best for your 3 o'clock. You're respecting them again. You're respecting their time, and that's going to work wonders for you, right? Now, also, you can add another layer to that and let them know, hey, you know what? I won't waste your time. Or I'm sure that you hate last minute cancellations or no-shows, don't you? Yeah, so do I. Well, I'll tell you what, you can count on me that this is a solid appointment. I'll talk to you Thursday at 4. Okay. That's another way to just plant the seed so that when that time comes, they have less likely to cancel or no-show on you because you said that you were a person of your word, a person of integrity, and they gave you their word too. So they're less likely to fall back on their word, right? So you can add those to increase the quality of your appointments. Okay. Now, when you're confirming an appointment, never say, are we still on? You're giving them an out. Nope, we're not. Oh, what you can say is, I'm so excited to catch up at 4 o'clock. I've got some great ideas I want to share with you. Add some curiosity, add some excitement. Let them know that you're looking forward to it and you want to share some information that's going to help their business. You want them to want to show up to the appointment. Right. So as you're getting into the consultations, which is just on the phone or in the initial contact might be the consult, Or if you're scheduling an appointment, you really want to go through the assessment sheets, learn some of these questions, write down all the responses, and don't discuss the solutions. Never talk about products or services. Just listen. Listen lots. Use it as a way to identify maybe other decision makers. Get them excited to talk to an expert that might be able to help them. You become the connector. And by being the connector, you're increasing your value. So when you think about yourself, think about the last cocktail party you were at. Think of the last Zoom call you were on. Think of the last family function. Think of the last appointment you were in. Were you interesting, right? Were you the one talking, telling, presenting, selling, lecturing? Were you being the one very direct, talking about yourself? Or were you really focused on them? Were you interested in them, listening, asking questions? And I know some of us have some great information to share, and we just can't wait to share it. And they brought something up that's going to let them know that you've got the credibility. You're the person that can help them, but you got to bite your tongue. There'll be plenty of time for that. Ask questions. If you are going to share information, share relevant information that's applicable to what they're talking about, and then ask another question, right? Really acknowledge what they're saying, rephrase it, and offer a thoughtful comment so that they know that you are engaged. And when you do that, they feel special. They say, you know what? There's something different about working with them. So what happens is the interested person becomes the interesting person, and you'll start attracting that into your business, right? So from there, what do we do? We're only looking to schedule the next appointment, right? It's all about the follow-up. Fortune is in the follow-up. Have your schedule ready. Schedule an appointment with the product specialist if that's the next step. Now, after every communication, send a quick text or an email and say, hey, you know what? It was great talking to you today. Hey, thanks for your time today. I really appreciate it. Provide referrals to them. Continue to build that relationship, and you'll find that it's only a matter of time before you do business together. So again, up front, we realize that some of our new WebCenter owners are having a hard time getting to that phase. So handling objections is a great topic to review. So this is recorded and you'll be able to access it again. But this week's assignment, continue to conduct research on your next 5 candidates. So you should already have gone through some candidates. So now continue to do that research, right? But only do more research if you've already gone through your candidates, right? Those 10 to 15 candidates. Don't waste your time doing the non-result producing activity. Invest your time, and you invest your time by contacting candidates to schedule your consultation. So continue to do that activity. Follow up with last week's conversations, right? Was it information, emails, texts, appointments that you need to schedule? Did you leave some voicemails that you need to follow up on? What about your unfranchised possibilities? How are you doing at that? Continue the same process with your unfranchised prospects. And again, submit your weekly accountability report. It's the best way for us to get an idea of how to offer this accountability and some training for you to meet you where you're at, rather than us just telling where you should be. Let's find out where you need that coaching and the support. And lastly, email your coach and myself with your success stories, any challenges. This is your opportunity, right? We don't do this that often. In fact, this is one of the first accountability programs that we've run. We've done a lot of contests and challenges, but this is your chance. This is your chance to have some real one-on-one coaching and some support to move you forward. So don't take it lightly. We're looking forward to seeing your success. The most important thing is to take action, right? Get out of your own way, get out of your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it. And you're going to feel great. And you're going to feel so accomplished regardless of the result.